Tony, alright?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Your reaction, first of all, to Saturday night?
Very pleasing performance. I think we can take a lot of confidence from it. They're obviously a top side, and we went toe to toe with them, and on another day, could have got the win. So it was a very good performance, and one we have to build on now.
The manager spoke about you in particular in the post-match press conference and talked about how you might have changed the momentum of the game. Did you feel that, from your own point of view, it was a particularly good game?
Yeah, I felt I played well, and the manager obviously gives me a lot of confidence to go out and play well. So yeah, I enjoyed the game. I think throughout the team there was some huge performances, and as a team we played really well. So it was an enjoyable game to be a part of, and it definitely didn't feel like a friendly.
Where do you feel the team is at the moment in terms of development?
Yeah, listen, I feel like we're in a very good place. I think the improvement is there to see for everybody from even a year ago to now. We're obviously on a good run now where we've only lost one game in however many games, and every player that's coming in is doing really well, and it's a really good squad to be a part of at the moment.
I have to point out 2 Corkmen on the score sheet. When are you going to get back among the goals for Ireland?
Yeah, hopefully soon. Seen a funny thing on Twitter or something. I think it said Cork 2, Belgium 2, so I had a bit of crack with the boys about that. But no, delighted for the lads. Chio's been brilliant and deserved his goal, and Brownie came off the bench and impacted the game. To have that impact in that game in that way shows what he's all about. So posing for the lads with their 2 goals, and to give them a huge amount of confidence now.
Can I take it that you might be given the captain's armband for that you're appearing here today?
I don't have a clue.
Talk to me about leadership though, and do you feel that you could carry that mantle?
Listen, I see myself as a leader, in both at club level, and I think I've kind of grown into a leader here now. The more games I've played, and we've got a lot of experienced lads in the team. Seamus Coleman is an unbelievable man and an unbelievable captain. He's got so much respect from everybody in the camp, and for us, looking at him and looking at the way he conducts himself, gives a great example to the rest of the squad to carry yourself in a professional manner. And I think the likes of Seamus, Duffy, McLean, they've been around a long time in the squad, and it's great for the younger players especially to have these guys to look up to.
Thank you.
Kevin? Hi John. Stephen Kenny said last year that you were capable of playing in the Champions League. Do you agree? And is that still an ambition?
Listen, I just want to play. I want to play as good as I can every game. A bit was made about that, but it's just maybe the manager trying to give me a bit of confidence. But no, listen, I take confidence from trying to do well for the manager here and trying to do well, at my club, and full focus now is on the game tomorrow night. Hopefully, if I'm selected, go out and hopefully give a good performance.
You were talking to Tony about where the team currently is. Where can this team get to?
Obviously, that's long-term thinking, but in the short term, we want to keep improving game by game. Game tomorrow night, we want to win it. Even though it's a friendly, we want to go out there and put a good performance in. I think over the last number of games we found a settled formation, and when you things like that, you can really start building things, and it's up to us to keep improving. The manager, Keith, all the staff, put everything in place for us to try and get better, and I think it feels like internally we're going in the right direction anyway.
And just lastly from me, on that settled formation, does that give you the confidence does that make it easier for you to be, really quite aggressive and front foot defending like we saw, stepping up an interception well into their half like we saw just before their first goal, before your first goal on Saturday?
Definitely, yeah. I think when you kind of play on the outside, the outside centre backs, you've license to go in and put pressure on whoever's in their number 10 or number 8 position. Obviously having the security of Duffy behind you and the other centre half. So the other day it was important me and Seamus could release from our traditional position, I suppose, into midfield and try and nick things. And just after half time, I think Seamus nicked one, and we nearly scored from it as well. So something we've been working on, something you have to do if you want to be proactive and if you want to play the game in the opposition's half. And I think even the other day we controlled a lot of the game in their half, even when they were in possession. I think we pressed really well. The two midfield lads, Jeff and Josh, worked their socks off in the front three, put loads of pressure on their back three, so that allowed us to get higher up the pitch and go into areas like that.
One from Damien, one from Ed in the live section.
John, you mentioned Chidozie there. How impressed have you been with the impact he's made on and off the pitch? What kind of a lad is he?
Hugely impressed, yeah. I know Chio, we were actually at Brentford together. I was there when he signed, so I already knew what Chio was all about before he came into the squad back in the summer, I think it was. It's been a breath of fresh air on and off the pitch. I think he's a special person. He's really humble, really hard working, and he came in, got his chance, grabbed it with both hands. I think it's fair to say his performances have been unbelievable really since he's come into the team, and another goal on Saturday will only do him the world of good for his confidence. He's a really top man, and he's shown everybody what a top player is.
Ed, it's on the live.
So John, I just wanted to ask you about Saturday's game. The manager said he wasn't concerned about defending set pieces and corners, just because the record overall has been very good. But it just seemed like something went wrong for that second goal. Have you had a look back at it and could you explain your thoughts on it maybe?
Yeah, we've looked back on it. Obviously we pride ourselves on defending, and especially defending set pieces. We haven't conceded a load of goals, so that was a negative from our point of view. Something that we definitely look back on and analysed it to try and make sure it doesn't happen again. I think Belgium overloaded the box a bit. We pulled Chio out of the 6-yard box, and on the pitch as senior players, senior defenders, we should have been more alert to it and made our setup a bit better. So hugely disappointing to concede from a corner in a game that I thought we probably could have gone on to win. So something that we have to learn on for the next one.
You was all about from the Brentford together, but was he the kind of player he is now, and how has he progressed since that?
Yeah, obviously unbelievable athlete. He was really good at the time. Brentford, had a lot of quality players out wide. So probably took him a bit longer than expected to get his chance. But when we were at Brentford, I remember coming into the training ground, and he's always in there in the morning, training hard on his own, staying after training hard on his own, to improve his game. He obviously didn't break through like he would have wanted to at Brentford, but he went to Rotherham, and as a footballer sometimes you just need a chance to play games to show what you're about. And he went to Rotherham, played loads of games, and managed to get into the Ireland squad, and everybody can see how well he's doing here. So yeah, he's improved loads, but he was always he was always destined to go on and do well.
John Fallon, please.
Hi John.
John.
Just one for me. Just clearly your first choice to say you think very highly of you. If you're in an area where there's a lot of competition now, like Andrew and Nathan have played in the Premier League this year, is it something that's crossed your mind in terms of your club status, that you feel you need to get back to the Premier League, or do you still feel at a good level of the Championship you can keep your place in the clear record for your first choice?
To be honest, I've never really thought about it like that. I just want to play games. I want to play as well as I can, no matter if I'm playing for Ireland or if I'm playing for my club. I just look at the next game and try to do as well as I can to try and stay in the team, and that's what I've done all my career, and it's what I will do for the rest of my career.
Owen?
How you doing? If you were playing against Chio right now, how would you stop him?
Probably have to foul him. He's a handful. Be a handful for any defender, and I think hopefully he keeps going in the right direction, and keeps his confidence up, and can continue to play really well for us.
You mentioned earlier about Stephen said about you can play in the Champions League. He does seem to really try and instill belief in players. Is he like that on the training ground, or is it just when problems?
No, yeah. He's really positive about everybody in the camp. He really believes in us. He's not just when he speaks to us in training. When he speaks to us in meetings, when he's going through plans for games, you know, he fills everybody with confidence. He really believes in all the players, and I think that kind of translates onto the pitch. Then, you know, the lads take that out onto the pitch, and they know that, you know, they've got the belief from the manager and the staff to go out and play well, and they know that, you know, everybody feels, you know, wanted and part of the group, and the confidence that gives us as players is huge.
Aidan?
Just on Chio again, John. Is there a lesson there in terms of his career path? He would have played with someone like Samir Crothers, was playing in the Premier League at 18, and obviously his career didn't match that up. Chio kind of came the other way. Just, we've had a focus on the hot housing and, you know, starting off at 18, 19, but Chio's route is just a little bit different.
Yeah, everybody's route is different. You know, no two routes are the same. There's a lot of factors, really, too many to harp on about, but, you know, just I think from Chio's point of view, if you look at, you know, kind of his route, he obviously worked really hard, never stopped believing in himself, and, you know, that's what you got to do. You have to keep trying to improve in football, and there's a lot of players out there, you know, wanting to take your position no matter where you are, and, you know, you have to try and keep improving, and when you get a chance, you have to be ready to take it.
Philip?
John, over here in the corner, you said earlier that it didn't feel like a friendly on Saturday. It certainly didn't. Particularly again, Belgium World Number 1, everyone was up for it. Lithuania, low-key, low-profile opposition. But we have to be every much as on for tomorrow night, have we, to keep the record going. Is there a fear, or something like yourself, have a few words from that tomorrow? We have to be on it as much as we were on Saturday.
No, I think when we put on the Ireland jersey, I think it just kind of, as soon as you put it on, it gives you that kind of energy and passion anyway. So, you know, usually we're up for every game, and, you know, I believe that'll be no different on Tuesday night. You know, walking out at the Aviva, our fans are unbelievable. You know, the passion they bring to the game drives you on even more as a player, and, you know, every time you play for Ireland, you're playing for your family, you're playing for your people, and I think there's a big sense of that, you know, being an Irishman and being in an Irish team. So, you know, I don't think anybody will ever, or, you know, has ever taken it for granted. So, you know, we want to go out there and, you know, put on a performance for ourselves, for our fans, and try and get the result.
And get a result that keeps them beating one going and maybe headed to the Nations League on the way bottom.
Yeah, momentum is key in football. We've built some good momentum now, and, you know, we want to keep that going. You know, obviously two different games, Belgium and Lithuania, but Lithuania is still going to be, you know, a good team. It's going to be a tough test, so you can't really take your foot off the pedal. You have to play every game like it's your last, and, you know, hopefully we can go out there and put on a good performance Tuesday night to keep that momentum going.